Drew, you go on the road for the first time, but with no crowd. So how does that figure into your preparations that give you more freedom with audibles? And what did you see from your quarterback's eye about this Pittsburgh defense when you watch film?
Yeah, I mean, communication should be easy, technically, with no fans. So I'll probably keep the communication the same as we would for a home game now, since we're all pretty equal with how many fans we can have at the game. And as far as my play in the last game, definitely missed some deeper shots there. I could have connected on, but again, it just goes back to just making the plays, making the simple plays. And to me, a deep shot should be a simple play. It's a one-on-one matchup with a guy down the field. That's what I like to do. So I just got to keep getting better, got to keep getting familiar with everybody, and just feeling at game speed. So I'm excited about going into week 2 with a lot of stuff that we can improve on this week and hopefully show on Sunday.
Next up, Brandon Cristal.
Drew, how much communication do you have with your guys outside the building, especially with a young guy like Jeudy coming off those drops? I mean, I know you talked to him on the sideline a little bit to keep his spirits up, but will you text him? Will you call him at all? Or is it just kind of when you see him in the building because y'all are around each other so much, that kind of covers it?
Yeah, see, the thing is that's not a Jeudy thing to happen. And he'll say the same thing. Those were unacceptable to him. And, to me, it's nothing that we should really, take our time on, more than we already have addressed it. We talked about it. He apologized. He was upset. He was hurt. But that'd be like, missing layups in basketball. Yeah, okay, I missed a couple. And, I'm not – it's just not going to happen again. You don't go address the guy about missing layups. It's not a thing you do. And that's not a thing that we would overly address with Jerry. Yeah, you made some drops, but let's go out here next week. Let's keep getting better. And that's just not Jeudy. That's not a Jeudy thing to do.
Next up, Arnie.
Yeah, Drew, I know your tight ends did pretty good, especially in the first half. But I'm wondering, you have such a connection with Albert O. I'm wondering if you were kind of pining for him to be in there and hoping that he'll be in there going forward, active on the game day.
Yeah, it'd be fun to play with Albert without a doubt. But you want him in there healthy. You want him in there full speed. You want him in there, 100% Albert as he can be. And you also want him in there when the coaches feel like it's time for him to be in there. It's not my decision on when he should be playing or when he's ready. It's going to be the coach's decision, and they got to put him into the plan, so to say. Whenever they feel like they're ready to do that, that's their decision, and I'll be excited to throw to them.
Next up, Nick Kosmeyer.
Yeah, Drew, I think you were 8 for 8 on the run in the first half against the Titans. And I'm just curious what you've liked about this offense and what encourages about this offense in the way that it kind of accentuates your ability to kind of get out and move and do those things.
Yeah, I think me being able to get out and move is a big testament to Phil and Melvin, with how much they respect our run game and how much people should necessarily respect our run game, to where if we do play action and get out of the pocket, then if you weren't covering the run, you're going to let up a big one if you weren't actually play action, or movement, so to say. It just speaks to how well those guys are respected around the league. And then as far as me getting out of the pocket on a normal drop back, that's always kind of been a part of my game, to where if I feel like my first 2-3 reads are taken away and there's nothing left else to do, I'm going to go around and run around and try to make a play on my feet. And our guys are really good about scramble drill. They do a really good job of working open and getting friendly to me to allow me to make a play outside the box.
Next to Jeff Legwell, then Eric.
Drew, I'm curious if you had any moments in the opener where you noticed how people sort of scouted you in the off season. Did you have any moments where you said, okay, they took a long look at me and tried to take a certain thing away?
Not necessarily yet. I feel like I was pretty good running around last year. But at the same time, I feel like I pick the good opportunities to really get out. I'm not going to force a scramble. I'm not going to really force the ball downfield as far as, a go ball or I don't know. No, I would say I didn't really see anything last game. Maybe I didn't self-scout myself well enough to know that they were doing something to try to stop something I did last year. But, this is a new offense. This is a new, we got a lot of new things going on. So it's the same thing we did with them. We weren't 100% sure what they were going to run, but they weren't 100% sure what we were going to do. So it was really a, let's come out, first couple drives to see how they play us.
Next up, Eric.
Yeah, Drew, a couple for you. First, to follow up on the deep throws. Is that a timing thing? Is that nerves? Is that mechanics? What would you kind of attribute that to?
Just a couple of slices on the golf course. You used to pipe it down the middle, and sometimes you hit a slice. And I just so happened to hit 3 and back-to-back holes playing golf. So, I think I'll hit the driving range this week and try to straighten it back out and get the guys going and get a couple downfield.
And then, as a basketball guy, did you catch the Nuggets last night?
Of course, I did. Exciting. Anytime you get to come back from 3-1, it's amazing. But when you do it twice, that's something special. I'm looking to try to get it on one of those little animated screen things, Zoom call-ins, and get to cheer in and see it from that view. So we'll see how that works.
Next, we'll go to Ryan before opening it up to everyone on the call from Pittsburgh. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Drew, got 2 for you. Pat Shurmur said last week he likes scripting the plays to start a game. Is that something you liked in college as well? And when does he give you that list?
Yeah, I liked doing that. We did that in college as well. There's a couple, if they play us this way, we'll go this way. If they play us this way, we'll go. So it's not 1 through 10. This is how we're running it. This is exactly how we're doing it. There's a couple tweaks in there that we like to be able to be flexible on. But I do enjoy that. I like being able to, go into a last couple nights and look at the openers. Same thing the morning of the game, same thing before the game, just to kind of get the mind going and really start to refresh on, what it is we're thinking about going in and doing on our first couple drives to get the game going.
And follow up to that, how much freedom does Pat give you in terms of saying, hey, I really like this one to be put in, and then also this one I'm not really comfortable with?
Yeah, he's very open. And I like giving some input, but at the same time, it's my job to run the plays that he gives me. And if I really feel like I see something I like, then of course I will bring it in. We did a couple last week. It's really nice being able to watch the film with Jeff and Brett, because we can all be in there and brainstorm and take it to them as a quarterback room. And those guys do a great job throughout the week helping me. So if anything really gets brought to Coach Schuler, Coach Shurmur, it's pretty much from all 3 of us.
Next, we've got Mike Kliss and then a DT from the NFL Network. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, Drew, I just wanted to go to the deep throw also. I think they're all overthrows, if I'm not mistaken. And you kind of do it on the line. And I was just wondering, have you tried to do the more air under the ball, or tell us about your deep throwing style?
Yeah, I'd say it just kind of depends on the guy running the route and how the DB is really playing him. It makes sense that, there is the 2 ways to throw it. There is the one on the line, depending on the type of 9 they run, whether it's in the slot or outside, or there's you put the air on it and let it drop in. I feel like if it's necessarily a speed guy, you probably want to get it out there to him. You want to let a guy that can fly down the field run underneath it. If it's a bigger guy, you can body it up and put it up high to where if he's got a smaller corner on him, he can go up and get it. There's nothing – because if you're catching like this, you're letting it get down. That's like a rebound in basketball. You don't bring the ball down in basketball if you're the big guy. You catch up here. It's the same thing, in my head at least. But there's times for both. It's just I got to be better with the decision on when to throw the different types of balls.
A DT, your line should be unmuted, but go ahead.
Sorry, I'm in a stadium and it's loud. Can you hear me, Drew? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, thanks. When you study the Steelers defense and you look at their front and you see those linebackers, when you see TJ and Bud, what about them stands out, or what's different than maybe the average front that you face?
Well, they just attack 24/7. And they're both extremely athletic. Their box in general is extremely good, not to mention, their secondary. You get the box talked about a lot, and that, leaves the secondary not as talked about as much. But those guys back there are going to fly around, and they're going to make plays when the ball's in the air. But what's good about those guys in front is that, like I said, they attack, they're aggressive, and they're also really quick. There's not a play that you can take off with those guys. Our O-line's going to have to be, ready to go, obviously. And Coach Munchak's going to do a good job of trying to get them ready to do that. And, hopefully we can prove a point that we have a great O-line. We can keep locking these guys up and giving me time back there. And if that's what we do, then we're going to be a good football team.
Next up, Tim Benz, Pittsburgh Tribune Review.
So, Drew, if they attack 24/7 and they're as quick and as good as they are, what was your takeaway from watching the Giants game to how you should counter that? What's your counter punch to their attack then?
Yeah, here's how we're going to attack them right here. I'm going to lay it out on the line for you right now. You ready? I can't tell you. There's certain plays you can run against a team that attacks you, but I probably won't throw the counter out there right now. But bottom line is we got to be better than we were last Sunday. We got to make the easy plays. I keep saying that, to where we can keep us on the field, be better in third downs, take advantage of the matchups that we get, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Last three, Jeff, Andrew, then Kyle. Go ahead, Jeff.
Drew, just curious as to, during the offseason, you had talked about you didn't know what the impact of no off-season workout was going to be and all of those things. And after the opener, what did you come away with in that regard? What do you think the impact was of no OTAs and no minicamp?
Yeah, I think it comes back to me talking about those little things. You talk about having preseason games, having us go out there for one or two, maybe even 3 or 4 drives over the preseason, get some of the fidgeties out, us getting out there, doing the warm-up. It just goes all the way back to warm-up. It's just that's what we try to mimic in scrimmages, but really when you travel, you get to go on a road game instead of your first road game actually being the first time you do it. There's just the little things that, not a lot of people might think about, but whether that's from us actually getting on a plane together and flying somewhere and feeling jet lag and then stepping onto a field. It's just going to be a lot of different things that come into play, but it just I feel like there could have been a difference with having the preseason, just having a little more reps and maybe even getting out on the field against a different team.
Next up, Andrew.
Drew, you mentioned earlier that your receivers and receiving targets were good at the scramble drill, and I was thinking about the play you had to Noah, the touchdown, and you're kind of guiding him into position. Being able to do that and being able to have him respond, how much of that is a result of just all the reps, all the chemistry you've had, knowing that with all that you can kind of get him in position that he can read you and know where to go, and you can know where to go with the ball?
Yeah, you saw – Noah's going to make some plays for us when he gets the ball in his hands. That's for sure. And I think one thing was just being in the same rookie class, always being around each other when we first got here. Same thing in the off season when we held some stuff here in Denver. Noah was always there. He was always in town. We always got to work together. We always got to throw a couple extra, to where I feel like it really helped us going into this first game, to where, like I said, we didn't have the preseason and off season reps, but me and him got a ton of reps. And the fact that we got to be out by ourselves at a local park and get a bunch of reps, and I feel like that's going to help us going forward.
Last one, Kyle.
Drew, going back to last season, what do you like about Royce Freeman's mindset? What he brings to the table? And especially here going forward this week, if he's going to be needed more with Lindsey dealing with the toe.
Yeah, he's just a steady head for us. You can throw him in there whenever he's ready, and he's gonna know the game plan. He's gonna know the playbook. He's gonna be ready. He's gonna hit holes hard. He's just a very reliable back, and it's nice to have a guy like that just in case something like what happened to Phil happens. You have Royce to come in, and no one's worried about it. It's not a guy that you question if he knows what he's doing, if he's been in the playbook, if he's been in the game plan. He's always there, and he's always ready, which is, that's big as a 3-back. That's what you need.